Hey guys, today we are going to be looking at the Transformers Legacy Titan class Metroplex. And ever since that they leaked that they were doing this toy, I was super excited because I own the original toy. I really liked it. And I still like it. And that he was finally getting a big toy and not just, like the bigger scale leader, taller leader class. I was super hyped for this toy. And once the pre-orders dropped, I instantly jumped on it. Big Bad Toy Store, when the pre-orders dropped, just instantly jumped upon it. Pre-ordered this guy, said it would come in November, and obviously it's September 13th now, I think. September 13th, 12th. I think it's the 13th. But said he's going to come in November, and I got this guy back in like July. I think sometime in July or early August. But this guy came super fast, and I pre-ordered him I think like March, maybe. That might be wrong. I'm just trying to remember. Obviously, it's not all set in stone, so like I can't remember all of it because it's frankly not that necessary. But I think it was March. So this thing came super fast, or faster than what I was expecting it to be. Just like my Wreck and Rule Twin Twist came super fast. And this guy has not, obviously, I have no space for him since he's a Titan class. I don't have a big shelf for him yet. But this guy has sat next to my chair since then because I absolutely love this thing. I love looking at it. He's fun to transform. So let's just get into everything about it. So here is his excavator mode. So very similar to the original toy, obviously. The crane or the excavator arm does pivot. These handles move out of the way, and there is a ratchet joint here, a ratchet joint here, a hinge here, and then it can open and close like so, and a hinge. And just show it off again if I accidentally covered up the camera. And then this excavating wheel spins too. It's on a ratchet joint, just like the original toy. So, yeah. And he did not come with a drill bit, the little mini con. So, but this does look like a seat, or at least I think it could be a seat. Somebody I saw made a drill bit out of the Siege refractor mold. I can't remember what wheels they use from a Siege toy, and then some missiles for the drills. So, me personally, I'm probably going to be making a custom, like casting it out of resin, and then making a drill bit from the ground up for this guy. And he'll probably get his own review, but until then, I don't really know. So, yeah, this is just his excavator mode, and I have him transformed the wrong way. Well, I have him transformed the way that I remember how I transformed the original toy. I don't know if it's correct even for the original toy, but the arms, or these treads, which will become the forearms, facing out, they're supposed to be facing in like this, and in these tabs like that. Doesn't matter however you have it. That's just how I like to put it, because that's how I transformed the original toy. I don't know if it's correct on the original toy, but that's how I did it. So I just do it that way on this toy. So he rolls pretty good on my desk. I apologize for any sort of weirdness, or if I miss anything, or I cover up anything. He's super big. I don't have my desk, and I'm gonna do this in 2 parts. I'm gonna do 2 parts of this video if I can't put it all into one, but it might become 2 videos, and it might be a little hard to film this because he's so big. But and these buckets right here can't move up and down, and then I don't know if this is a feature, but they can hinge like that. So yeah, there he is in his excavator mode. Not too much to it. So let's get to transforming him and putting him into his like job site work mode. So I'm gonna take these off. It's on a connector. I'm just gonna straighten this out, and I'm gonna put it off to the side. Same thing with this end. Gonna put it off to the side. So now we are going to unclip these. We're not going to fold them up. I'm just going to move them out of the way, but we're not going to tab them in. So we're going to hinge it at his ankles, like so. I'm already needing to raise the camera. So now we're going to hinge it at the waist, and then at these knees, like so. And now, so we're gonna split the legs. Now we're gonna fold in the treads like that on both sides. So now he can't roll around. So we're gonna raise it up a little bit more. Wait, no, you don't do that, but I'm just going to bring it up like that, just so we can look at everything a little bit easier. So with the arms, we're going to bring them down on these ratchets. We're just going to leave them like that. So now we're going to open these back up. There's a hinge in there. You probably saw it as a blue hinge. You can't really see it, but it's going to be right there. And now you're going to shift that down, and all this is going to come down and peg and tab in, like so. Then this is going to come up and tab in. Same thing on this side. Going to come down, tab in, bring this up, tab that in. Now we're going to come back here and just bring all this up and out. Just leave it out, and now we're going to shift this back down. So that shifts all that weight in the back from his arms forward so he can balance. So now we're going to bring his arms around, and he might have to hold this piece because oh wait, that's going up. Likes to untab that. So going to just straighten everything out. Don't open up his hands don't open up the hands. Shift that down, bring that around. And there's that. There are the arms. You can flip down those guns. I like to flip them down. So now, back here, I like to spin this 90 and now flip out this little piece. Bring all of this around. You kind of have to either move the arm or just move it up. It might cause a little bit of stress, but it's probably okay. At least I'm going to do that. So now this doesn't tab in anywhere. It just sits there because there's enough friction. Move that forward where I am. Bring up his horns, antenna, pieces. Move them however you want. And that's his faceplate. like his welding mask, they were calling it. We're just going to splay out his legs, open up his ankle tilts. We're going to push him back to the wall, lower it down a little bit, tilt it up a little. So this is his work mode. And the original toy had it. The original toys was basically the same thing as this, very squat, very weird, but I'm trying to think. He only used it like once in the show, to my recollection. So it's purely just a mode that it's just a mode, sort of like a fan mode. No one might use it. Someone might use it, but hardly no one will. But whatever. It's here. It's cool. It's okay. So you're gonna take this. You can do it whichever arm, but you will plug it into that connector in his arm. I don't know how well you saw that, but same thing on this side. Flip it upside down. And now he has the claw, the excavator arm, and the excavating wheel. So he is in his work mode. He won't get displayed like this, especially with the tools, because it just makes him, there's a lot sticking out of him. And he probably won't get displayed like this, but I really like the feature of this. I like the fact, I like the idea of it. Is it a dumb idea? Yeah, probably. Is it a dumb idea? Not a dumb idea, a weird idea. It was a weird idea on this toy, weird idea on the original toy. So, I don't really care. I like the fact that it's here, but I wouldn't miss it if it wasn't here. So, yeah. So, that's really it, for this mode, the work mode. So we're just gonna move ahead into the robot mode. Hopefully, I won't have to make a second part of this video, but, so we'll just keep going. So, I'm gonna take these back off, and while we're at it, we'll just connect them together for robot mode. So, they're just gonna clip together. I'm gonna bring this one around, so both big handles are on one side, and then this handle you just flip out and it's on a swivel. So I like to have these two there and this one right there. So put that off the side. So now it might get a little iffy recording this, because he's gonna nearly double his height now. So for his hands right now, we're just going to open them up right now, so we're not having to deal with anything then. So, yeah, the hands are going to be like that, not going to do anything. All we're going to do is just spin them around at the bicep, like so. And another thing about this mode and the original mode, well, the original version of this mold from mode on the original toy, you're gonna see screw holes. I don't really care about screw holes. It doesn't matter, but I guess you could probably 3D print screw hole covers for this mode, or even just use like, probably like, trying to think, like polymer clay. Like, stick it in there, have like a toothpick or something in it, bake it, and then you can put them back in. Something. If you want to cover up the screw holes, go ahead. I don't care about the screw holes. They're fine. Whatever. So now we're going to flip up these two guns. And I like to have those up in the excavator mode because they look like smokestacks. Because, you know, it's big machine running on diesel fuel, so it looks like exhaust pipes. So we're going to move up a little bit, come back up here. We're just going to leave the antenna right there, but we're going to move the arm on this side. So we're going to spin this 180, and now we're going to bring all this around, spin this back 180, not 180, 90. So now we're going to move the arms back now, and see that happens, but it helps because now that's done. We need to flip this around again. We need to hinge it back like he was in vehicle mode. Yeah. And now you just hinge it straight. So, gonna do it on this side. Bring this up. Bring that up. We'll hinge it around. Clip it in. Clip that in. Is it in? Yeah, it's in. And now bring the arm around. And now we're going to, oops. We're going to straighten him out right at that joint. And now there are two holes that will take these rectangular pegs. You might not have seen it here, but you'll be able to see it, and we'll leave the faceplate for the end. So, I'm gonna go down. So, the legs, you'll see there's a joint here, joint here, joint here. So this is the knee, this is the ankle, and this is just a connector. So we're going to lay him down, and I'm going to do one leg on camera, and then I'll raise it up so you can see his chest, and then I'll just extend the other one. Hopefully that makes sense. So we'll straighten out this leg at the knee, bring it down at this joint, close it, and then straighten it out at the ankle. So you see how it nearly, that leg nearly doubled in length. So this guy, he's 22 inches, so he's as big as Fortress Maximus, Titans Return Fortress Maximus. So we're going to raise this up so I know how tall he's going to be, and now I'm just going to transform this leg down here. So now I'll show you his legs. Just show them to you, and he does have ankle tilt and pivot, forward and back tilt, and side to side tilt. And obviously knees, hips, thigh swivel, waist swivel, and I'll show off the kick later. So now for the arms, I'm just gonna straighten them out, or this arm. I'm going to leave like this. I'm going to straighten this arm out. Don't know how well you could see that. So now we're going to give him his axe. I'm going to lower it down so you can see me do this. I like to open up his hand, turn it so I can see, and then fold out the thumb. And it's like the Masterpiece toys. There's a tab and slot connection. So there's a slot in his hand and there's a tab on this. I like to fit it onto the into the thumb, if it'll do it. I like to fit it into the thumb first when it is horizontal. Sort of like that. Dang it. He is not being nice. Well, sort of like that. And then I just like to let that hinge of the thumb fall into that slot. And now close up his hand. I apologize for how messy I am how bad I am making this look. It is much, much easier than it looks, because I have done it. I've put him in some very good poses with his axe, but he is just being a pain. And that's where that hinge joint of the handle comes in handy. So you can angle his arm a bit more. You can angle his arm more down, and you don't have to worry about the axe. So we're gonna raise this up. There's the shirt. Sorry, I didn't bother to move it. Of my friends, but just going to open up these and the antenna, flip them back, and then you'll flip these around, and now I'll spin the head around, and now you will close them up, or at least I close them up. Then you bring the antenna back up. I'm just going to straighten them out. And there you have Metroplex. I apologize for the lighting. I'll take the axe out of his hand since I just showed it off. Him holding his axe. So the axe is as tall as him, just like the original toy, I think. Yes, it is. The original toy's axe is as tall as he is. So there you go. There is Legacy Metroplex. So here he is, all transformed. I really, really like him. For the articulation, it's fairly standard. 90-degree elbows, 90-degree elbows, wrist swivel, articulated fingers, or at least they're all molded together. A hinge joint at the thumb, full 360 at the shoulders. Shoulders can move at that transformation joint and the shoulder joint, so you can get a lot of articulation, bicep swivel. Head is on a swivel. It's on a little bit of tiny bit of a slider. It's on a double joint, so he has a mouth too. His mouth can open and close. He can look up super far and super far down. He has you can count this as an ab crunch. Waist swivel, right there. Obviously hip, thigh, knee, ankle, tilt and pivot. Well, both styles of tilt. What I like is that this piece shifts. If you saw my Iron Will review, this was a solid piece. And he couldn't kick his leg. He could only kick his leg about that high, because this was a solid sculpt. But him, it's on a slider. So he can, So he can kick 90 degrees because this shifts up and down on a series of hinges and sliders. So, yeah. I've put this guy in a lot of cool poses. Really a lot of cool poses and stuff. A lot of cool poses. I really, really like. I like the articulation. I like his size. I like everything about this guy. I like how they innovated with his transformation, but they didn't make it unfamiliar. So if you own the original toy or have had it, you know how this guy transforms. Obviously by the transformation, but he just is super, super cool. Easily worth the $200 Hasbro was asking for him. Easily worth it. I really, really like it. I like the fact that they innovated upon the original transformation style and stylized him a little bit. It's definitely telling everyone that we're not just making the most accurate version of this toy, this figure, this character. They are making completely stylized ideas, like the face. That's not the Cybertron Metroplex's face, but as much as I would really like it to be the original character sculpt from the cartoon, I still really like this. I like the idea of the stylized look of him. I like everything about this toy. I am so glad I pre-ordered this guy. I'm so glad I even bought him. Of all the Titan class toys that I own, even the G1 Fortress Maximus, I think he is easily number 2, and he most definitely might be taking the number 1 spot for the Transformers that I have gotten this year from Iron Will. So this guy is marvelous. Just completely a very, very, very nice toy. I really, really like it. Um, and the light piping. I don't have a flashlight with me to show it off, but if you have this toy, just shine a light through there. It looks like there's an LED inside of his head. That light piping is so, so good. I love it. Everything about this toy, it was worth it. It was worth the wait, worth the money, worth every bit of what I paid for him. So just he is incredible. And literally the only thing I want is a commander class quick mix for that quick mix to scale with him because they're friends, they're buddies. I want both of them, and I love quick mix even more than Metroplex. But I'll have to wait for that. And I'm planning on making my own. But that doesn't matter. I really like this toy. If you are in the market for it or even just want a big toy, this is good for kids, this is good for collectors, this is good for everyone. If you are just getting into collecting, or if you're an experienced collector, or if you just want a toy for your kid, get this guy. I really, really like him. He's really, really cool. He is worth every penny. I really enjoyed saving up for him. I really enjoyed waiting for him, and I really enjoyed having him. And I still enjoy having him. So I really, really like this toy. As you can probably tell, I'm very, very happy with him. Um, but that's really all I can think of to tell you guys about this guy. So until next time, see ya.